Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing, some of the best vintage snowmobile racing in the Midwest. Crane's Snowmobile Museum, 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. The Benedeem YouTube channel, some of the best vintage snowmobile videos on YouTube. Ben's Vintage Mini Bike Podcast, the second Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The Muscle Car Show and Tell Podcast, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Second Chance Upholstery and Automotive, custom snowmobile and automotive upholstery in Derby, Vermont. I am your independent Amsoil dealer. Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be part of your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight, but before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So, if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time viewing tonight, I hope you have a good time with us, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, pardon me, this podcast normally goes out to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube, but we're having some issues with Facebook right now, so we're just on Facebook. So we're just on YouTube. But we hope to have that resolved next week and be out on both Facebook and YouTube so you can join us at the places you usually like to. And we thank you for doing that. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you are the ones who make this possible. And we really, really appreciate that. So let's take a few comments, and they're coming in hot and heavy. Take a few comments here, and then we'll get this party started. Now, our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers, both the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, is here tonight, saying, good evening, everyone, watching from Carterville, New York, coming in loud and clear and looking forward to seeing all the cool sleds. He's also the father of our guest tonight, who you'll be seeing in a moment. He's an old friend of ours, been on here many times. The Chroma Testing is here, saying, good evening. Nice to see you. Our good friend Armand Buto is here from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, saying, good evening, fellow vintage lovers. Outstanding. Nice to see you. Oh, also, our good friend, our dear friend, Carolyn Eastman is here tonight. She is Bob Eastman's wife, saying good evening to everyone. Wonderful to see you, and nice to have you here on the podcast. David from Alaska Railroad says, good evening from Wisconsin. Great to see you. He's a regular viewer. Also, our good friend Mike Whiteside is here. Good evening, everyone. He's viewing with Hank the Wonder Lab tonight. He's a good friend and a longtime viewer, and we do appreciate that. Our good friend Brian Van Haverbeek here, a big kitty cat collector, is here tonight from Ontario, saying good evening, guys. Great to see you. Our good friend Rich Shad tonight, who won a t-shirt last week, and we thank Rob for sending him that. He says good evening, regular viewer, loud and clear in Cleveland, New York. Nice to see you. Apologies, my throat is not good tonight. Our good friend John Spranger Jr. is here tonight, regular viewer from the very beginning, saying good evening from Elon, Wisconsin. They got 34 inches of snow last Sunday. Trails are closed for the season, though, which is a real bummer. Yeah. What's the old saying? So water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. I think it's that kind of a situation. Our good friend Eric with the Benedeem YouTube channel. He's our guest tonight. He says, hello, everyone. Excited to be the guest on the podcast tonight. For fun, leave a comment and guess what you think his favorite ski-doo is. Yes, please do that. Dave Plainfield is here saying good evening and hello. Nice to see you. Appreciate your being here. We've got Jim Holbrook watching through his wife's account. Great to see you. He's a regular viewer from Thetford, Vermont. KPC40, Kevin Culhane. Sounds good. Sudbury, Ontario. Thank you for being here, regular viewer. Also, our good friend Randy Mad Dog from Wisconsin saying good evening, loud and clear. Andrew Strakos is here. He's a longtime viewer. Good evening from Granville, New York. Great to see you. Dave Plainfield Plainfield, Vermont. Yeah, that's cool. My brother lives there. He says, sounding good tonight. Thank you for that. And also, Pitt Grunt is here from Wisconsin. Great to see you. Our good friend Jim Layton is here. He's going to be our guest next week, if memory serves me correctly, and I'm having a senior moment, which they come more and more frequent now, which is not good. But and then Mike Whiteside says, could Eric's favorite sled be an Elan? And he's going to be answering that here in just a moment. In fact, let's bring him on. That's our cue to get this conversation started. How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Doing good, Mike.
Good, Mike. How are you?
Good. So, Elan, is that your favorite Ski-Doo?
No, but I did get my first opportunity to ride one, and you may or may not see that depending on if we get to that video clip tonight. But I gotta say, for me being a big guy, that Elan was not easy to ride.
Sure.
It was actually harder to ride than an Alpine, I would say.
Wow.
and that's saying something.
Sure.
But yeah, nope, not an Elan.
Sure.
I think I'll hold off on answering that maybe later on, give some more people to comment. But there'll be some clues in the videos. We'll say.
Nice. Yeah.
There may or may not be, but
sure will pique people's interest.
Yeah.
And that is the thing about those Elans. They were very agile and very capable, but it was all about the body English. They were very tippy, and yeah, the bigger someone is, I think the harder it is to.
Yeah, really, I think they're just a kid sled. I mean,
yeah.
It's nice because they're on a full-size track and everything, but they're small. And I kind of was curious to see how it would relate to like a 65 Olympic. I'm pretty familiar with those, and the dimensions are kind of similar, but it's nothing like it.
They made a couple of really neat Elans. They had an SS.
Yeah, they did.
And one thing nice about it, one guy could load it in the back of a truck.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're really popular at shows because they're easy to move.
Yeah.
A great trail breakers, great for ice fishing. And
yeah. And if you got it stuck in the ditch, you could probably get it out yourself.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And the early ones came with the bogey wheels, and then for a few years you could get bogey or slide rail. And the slide rail suspension ones were much better handling, I thought. But and then Rob, you're up north, I believe, at a sportsman show this week.
Yeah, Toronto International Sportsman Show for the weekend.
Good for you. Going well?
Quite busy because of March break. The kids are all off, so people are looking for something to do with their kids. So we ordered extra coloring books in, extra stickers, and so we got a lot of kids hanging around, then the parents come over. Nice.
Well, that's cool. Now, we've got a few more comments that have come in. Let's take these comments, and then we'll get right into the video clips here. Oh, here we go. This is your father, Eric. Says, your favorite sled is a 73 Blizzard that he's never gotten to ride. Someday, he says.
Yeah, I'm doubting he's ever ridden it because it's been in the barn for so many years.
Sure. And then Mad Dog says, I say it's a 65 Ski-Doo. And then Pit Grunt says, Elan is small but can go anywhere. Yes. Best trail breaker ever. David from Alaska Railroad says it's going to be the RV 245 for Eric's favorite. That's pretty hard to beat.
That's a good guess.
And Armin Buto says put an Elan on each foot. Yes.
Yeah, that might actually work.
Yeah, just get the snowshoe straps and strap them around there and you're in business. So Ivan Mayu says a 72-400 TNT.
That's a nice machine.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty rare too.
Is that the one with the white stripe?
The 400 didn't have a white stripe, but the other 72 TNTs did. Yeah, the fan cooled ones.
And Pit Grunt is saying the same, 72 TNT. And Mad Dog says, I've got a real clean Elan and it won't turn for anything. Well,
that was my experience. Didn't want to turn and it was tippy.
They had more track than they did steering.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, cool. So let's get into what everyone's here for, and that is video clips. Now, Eric is the man behind the Benedeem YouTube channel. But I've got a graphic for that. After this podcast, be sure and look for his YouTube channel, because if you love vintage snowmobile videos, that's one of the best places on the internet to find that kind of content, and he does an excellent job.
Was that a clue there, Eric? Did we just miss the clue?
May or may not have been.
Yes. Well, cool. So this clip we're going to look at, this is from the Owen Orchards show, and that was just this winter. Did you have any comments on that, Eric, before we roll this clip?
So yeah, like overall, I'm just like super excited to be here tonight, and kind of the videos that we chose are kind of like a culmination of this winter for me. The wedding kind of took up a lot of the time. There was not a lot of time for riding, not a lot of time for shop time. It just kind of, never really got going for me, but I was able to go to these shows and get videos, and it was, they were good shows. So this one in particular is my favorite show. It's kind of a low-key show at an apple orchard. They do like a big chicken barbecue fundraiser, and there's no trophies. Usually they do just like a parade lap around the orchard if there's snow. This year was kind of cold, so everybody left really early. But it's just my favorite show because it's just pure vintage snowmobile, goodness, and none of the trophy stuff or anything like that.
Sure. Well, good. Well, let's take a look. I got this clip queued up here, and let's take a look here.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm here for another vintage snowmobile walk around at the Owens Orchard show. It's my favorite show of the year. It's cold. There's about 25 sleds or so. Let's check them out. So this is the best show ever. No trophies, no awards, just pure vintage snowmobile goodness. Quite a lot of traffic and new sleds. Love to see that. It's a good day for riding. Bunch over there, I won't take you, but let's get into the walk around. you enjoyed that walk around. It's cold. There's not as many sleds here that normally would be, but nice turnout anyway, and a lot of people riding around having a good time, as you'll see from the video. But there's one sled I want to go kind of highlight a little bit for you, and we'll talk about it. So that was the Arctic Cat Lynx, and you don't very often see those at shows, especially not that year. But first sled I ever rode was an Arctic Cat Lynx, just like that, 73. But yeah, you'd think, most of this hobby for most people is driven by nostalgia, what they had growing up, but that's not the case for me. I grew up riding an Arctic Cat, and now I'm a Skidoo guy, but we do still have that Arctic Cat, and someday I'd like to get it running. But yeah, that was one of my favorites here today, just because of the personal history. So this is very cold today, and we're probably not going to stay much longer, but I'm not going to complain, because we've had it very cold here with no snow, and we got lots of snow, and we're having a great time.
So yeah, good times right there from the Benedeem YouTube channel. Reactions to that, guys?
Good video. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
There was a great Arctic Cat. Is that one of a kind somebody made, or
I think so.
Arctic Cat really made that?
I think that was a custom deal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to see if I can find that. Right there. Oh, just had it, and right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. The custom cat graphic over that port there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was one that looked like a Bridge and Stratton snowmobile, but there was actually brochures hanging up. So it must have been a mass-produced one. That red one. It was on a
Yeah.
stand. Like, I've heard people taking the riding lawnmowers and making a snow right
Oh,
there,
right there. Yes, yeah. on the
making a
back.
snowmobile out of it, one of a kind. But that one there, if you look in the background, there's a poster and brochures about it.
Yeah.
So,
It's a fox track.
a Fox track.
The little steering wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It does look like it's made from riding lawnmower parts.
Yeah. We used to call them walkbacks, because every time you took one out, you had to walk back. But the ones we had looked like a real snowmobile, not like that.
Sure.
That's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I also wanted to say, Midge couldn't make it tonight. He's under the weather this week, which is really unfortunate. He said to send his best, and I know that he would be reacting to this Polaris right here. He's as big a Polaris guy as they come.
Yep.
And I don't know anything about this. Do you know anything about this, Eric?
Well,
It
that's
sounded pretty cool when it was running.
that's quite a history, that racing.
Yeah.
I think it was the biggest Polaris team ever around.
Wow. That's cool.
And doesn't that race team still have reunions together?
Oh, could be. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But Midge did send his best tonight. He wanted me to send his best to all the viewers, and he's hoping to be back with us next week. So we do look forward to that.
Definitely.
But yeah, very cool. And of course, I enjoyed all those cats. Big cat guy. Yeah, those cats. That Polaris was nice. And and I also like on that blue, on the back of there, I don't know what they call that, but it's almost like almost kind of like an elevated winch for logging, I believe, is what's going on with that. And there's a term for what they call that. I don't know if it's a windlass. That's more for boats, a windlass. But to pull the front end of a log up off the ground enough you can tow it.
I thought it was to pull the
Well,
back
actually,
end. This.
It lifts the back end of the sled up.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, it's not a logging thing?
No.
No, lift the
Interesting.
back end up so you can rev the motor, because it's so heavy, the back end.
Interesting. Okay.
I think I heard a story, like if you do get it stuck, you can elevate the back end and like shove like logs or something underneath it to try to help you get traction.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It was a
worked.
big, heavy looking snowmobile, eh?
Yes,
Yeah, that's a lot of iron there.
definitely. And I like that Panther right there. My sweet spot, I mean, everyone likes the racing sleds, and I totally get that. But my sweet spot is those 73 to 75 Panthers and Cheetahs, just because of the memories. We
Yeah.
had plenty of friends that had those, and that's my sweet spot right there. I just love those. It's like seeing an old friend to see those.
But those Jags were fun to drive.
Yes. But, well, cool. So I'm going to pull this away. We're going to do announcements and AMSOIL, and we're going to get right back into more of Eric's videos. So if you're ready, Rob, we're going to put you full screen and you can talk to us about AMSOIL. And I know we've got that video clip too. So when you're ready for that, let me know.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you that Mike has a thing where you can link on to get more information about AMSOIL. I meant to bring something back from the show to show you, talk about it, but I didn't bring anything. So if you want some information about the AMSOIL, you can click on the Mike's link, get a catalog sent to you. If you want to know how to become a preferred customer, on Mike's link, you can click on for $10. And every time you become a preferred customer, you buy something, this month you get a free tube of grease, and also instead of $5 for every $100, they're going to give you 10 towards your membership. So if you bought $300 worth in a year, your next year's membership's almost paid for. Yeah. So it's $10 to start for 6 months, and after that, you get a big savings on all the AMSOIL products. And probably if you buy enough, you get your membership paid for the next year. Now, I sent Mike a little clip because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it back to the show in time to do this. So can you roll that clip? This is done by Corporate.
Yes, let me get this queued up here, right here. Stand back, everyone. We're about to roll the clip.
It's cheap. Proof isn't. That's why we put every major OEM snowmobile engine through intense testing to validate that AMSOIL products don't just meet standards, they raise them. It's all part of how we design AMSOIL products to deliver next level protection so you can ride with confidence. We start by installing data collection devices and pushing these sleds on the trail and in the mountains. Then we use that data to create test sequences on the dyno, and we crank up the intensity. We ran AMSOIL Interceptor in the new Arctic 858, thousands of miles, brutal conditions, then tore down the engine to inspect pistons, power valves, and cylinders. The results? Clean parts, strong protection, and confidence that the oil delivers where it matters most. In a turbocharged Polaris Assault Boost, Interceptor virtually eliminated deposits and wear, keeping power at its peak all season long. After a simulated season of riding in a Skidoo 850 E-Tech Turbo R, an engine that thrives on boost but punishes oil with heat and pressure, Interceptor provided clean pistons, clean power valves, and virtually no deposits or wear. We didn't stop there. AMSOIL Formula 4-stroke Power Sports oil faced the extreme heat and pressure of a turbocharged Yamaha Sidewinder. On the trail and on the dyno, it delivered rock-solid wear protection in the harshest conditions. From the chemical lab to the field to the mechanical lab, AMSOIL products are tested, proven, and ready to protect your sled, wherever the ride takes you.
Yeah, one
Well,
other
there you
point,
go.
Mike. Mike. AMSOIL's so confident in their oil. If you buy a brand new machine, you get a 1-year warranty free. If you put AMSOIL in that machine, AMSOIL's going to give you the 2nd-year warranty. Because they're so confident in their oil.
That's amazing. Very cool. Yeah, and that just shows you the level of R&D they do on their product. You know how thorough they are. They really are on the cutting edge.
Yeah, and I met one of the teams out west that that you go out and rent the machines to go mountain climbing with, and AMSOIL buys them a machine every year for they can put as many hours on as they can for they can tear it apart. And they say every time somebody comes to rent a machine first thing in the morning, the first one that goes out is the AMSOIL. It has twice as many hours on it than all the other ones, and he says it's never broke down once on us.
Wow.
Now, this year when I was talking to him, he had one snowmobile that the guy fell in a hole with, and it's going to be there till spring, he says. This place gets 20 feet of snow.
Wow. I've always had this saying about that. There's stuck and then there's hopelessly stuck. So it sounds like that sled is hopelessly stuck.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So let me pull this graphic away here and we'll keep going. We've got a few comments that have come in, and then also our good friend and regular viewer, Alan Gove, has sent us some images from a recent show he was at. But let's take these comments real quick, and then we'll. Oh, here we go. Mike Whiteside said, just like the Cubs, Eric, there's always next year. Yes.
Yep.
John Spranger Jr. says, nice Ski-Doo Black Dot TNT. Nice. And then, Pit Grunt says, what's the deal with the life jacket? Was there a life jacket in that last video? I don't know. I guess I didn't catch that.
Remember.
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice that. So David from Alaska Railroad says, Mike, I'm a big Polaris fan. Oh, bigger Polaris fan than Midge. Just don't tell him I said that. All right, your secret is safe with us. Now, Ben, this is Eric's father saying, in your messenger, Mike, is a photo of Eric's childhood sled. I'll see if I can find that during the next video clip and pull that up. Well, thank you for that too, by the way, Ben. And then Armand Buteau says, last I heard there was still riding in northern Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Wow, that is awesome. Oh, and he says, with 2 groomers still camped out at McGalloway Road. Wow, that is up there too. That's
awesome.
That's cool. That's cool. So as I was saying, our good friend Alan Gove and regular viewer got some footage. Oh, the cat ride had a life jacket on. Okay, wow, cat rider. Okay. I guess I didn't notice that. Somebody's more observant than us.
Cats don't like to swim.
Yes. So Alan was at the and I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to tell you after. It was in New Hampshire. I'm having a senior moment on the location of it, but you'll see it on the video clip. There's a building with the name of the town. And but anyway, Alan was so kind enough to get some images for us. I put them into a montage. There's no music under the montage, so we can talk to it and react to it as it goes here. Let me roll it. And what's it? Andover, New Hampshire. So these and feel free to comment on anything you see here. The Johnson.
Oh, no music with this, eh?
No, yeah, I purposely left it out so we can talk.
Yeah.
Some Kawasaki's and some wedges and a Mercury.
Silver bullet there.
El Tigre, some Scorpions. There's an El Tigre.
Yeah. And a Jag beside it. There's always a Jag at a show.
Yes.
I think they were the #1 seller for Arctic Cat.
They were very popular. Now, Midge would like that.
Yeah.
Were you about to say the same thing?
Yes. What year is that, Eric?
That's a 71.
71. Nice.
So what's the third one over with the round hood?
Let me back it up. This image here?
Yeah.
Yeah, with that. I think it's a motor ski.
Yeah, it looks like the Motoski logo on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good call. Yeah, and those look like early 60s, those two in the foreground here.
Yeah, I was drilling over the 2 tin cabs.
I thought back then they had wooden skis on them.
They did.
The early ones did.
Yep. They've got a couple at the Crane Snowmobile Museum with the wooden sleds.
By 61 or 62, they had the metal skis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess those skis would break. And then, David from Alaska Railroad says, love that 71 TX. But let me give you a second look at that. Where was that?
Right. Yep. Past it.
Oh, how did I miss that? Right there. Whoops. Right there. 71 TX.
Yeah, those are pretty popular at the shows.
Yes. And then Ben says, interesting that there was the same year Johnson at the Andover show and also at the Owen show. Nice to be able to see a good mix of sleds from all the different manufacturers. Yes. Yeah, that is a good mix of sleds there. Andover, New Hampshire. Yeah, that's a good show. The Ski Whiz back there. Now, does anyone ever, let me get that Ski Whiz. I'm going to do a really bad pun, make everyone groan. Does anyone ever say, gee whiz, there's a Ski Whiz? Or is that just me?
Yeah. Well, I think I sent you a picture about 3 weeks ago, Mike. We were at a vintage snowmobile race, and it was F500 class. So any kind of chassis you want, but it had to be a 500cc motor in it. And there was a guy there with a ski whiz in.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen quite a few people try to modernize, do a resto mod on a ski whiz. There was a guy at a show in Vermont one time. He had extended the tunnel and done a long track to it, and he had more modern mountain skis on it. And he said it was pretty agile. And I think he had an upgraded engine too. But well, cool. So we're going to get back into the videos now. This is the second part of the Owens Orchard video clip. Is there anything you wanted to add to this, Eric? Or
So this is the fun part for me. We get to see the sleds riding around.
yes.
So I think you all enjoy that because, looking at them's nice, but seeing them, ride around is a whole different experience.
For sure. Oh, and Mike Whiteside said, sure wish we had snow like the Eastern Seaboard. Illinois is a winter challenged state. Yes.
No, it's really too much snow.
Yeah. Well, cool. So I'm going to roll this clip, and while that's rolling, I'm going to see if I can find that image your dad sent me, and when we come back, maybe we can pop that on the screen. So let's roll this, and see you in a few minutes.
I seen the life jacket.
There we go. I hope Mitch is watching.
And the police cruiser happened to be right beside him, eh?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's a hot sled right there.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Was that out of the lake?
What's that, Rob?
Was that near a lake? That's why the guy was wearing the life jacket?
Not really.
Oh, okay. I'll come my friends, they wear life jackets all the time because they don't know if they're going through a field or going through a lake.
Yeah.
And they've
That
gone
was
through the
guy
water
in that
enough
gray
times.
cat?
Yeah.
Was it the guy in the gray cat?
No,
I
no,
still
where the two
didn't-
black cats were coming, following each other.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Having trouble finding it. I do remember them going by, but I guess I was looking at the sleds and not at the clothing.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I like that moto ski Mirage from the early 80s. That's cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them at the shows, is there?
True. Oh,
There
there we
it is.
go. Let's see. So one of those guys was wearing a life jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. The one on the my right hand side. See the orange thing around his helmet?
Oh, wow. Yes, yes. Like a
You see the front
flotation.
of it now with the strap around it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to stop right where I want to with this. Yes, you're right. Yeah, inflatable bib kind of deal.
Hey, Mike, I
Wow.
just found the video of that ski whiz I told you about. If I go
Oh, really?
live screen, can you show my phone?
Let's try it. Let me put you full screen here and see what happens.
Okay, let me push play. Let me do volume. This is the lineup at the race. They're getting ready to go out to see the race. And it's called F1 class. So anything you want to do to a chassis, but the engine's got to be a 340. So there's independence, there's the ski whiz
Yes.
I think I saw pictures of that one.
with a 340 mod class engine in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get the idea for this? Sorry? Where'd you get the idea to build this? Just out of here. How many machines did it take you to build this one? 2 hoods. Yeah. Great job. You did well out there, Lusty.
And watch this next one it's going to show. He's got to race against that guy.
Whoa.
He got third out of 12 people with that ski
That's
whiz.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But he's one of the guys we call hitman. He's hired people hire him to drive their antique machines. They build them, but they don't want to drive them, so they pay him to drive them. But
Nice.
he actually built that one himself.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, thank you
pictures
for
of that. I just sent them to you, Mike.
Yeah.
I believe that's the one that we were looking at.
Cool. And then that image from your dad came through. Let's pop this. This is the first first snowmobile you've ever ridden.
Nice. 292.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then we were talking last night with Rich Shad. He was talking about a Ford snowmobile, a prototype Ford. He sent me an image of that.
Oh.
And then earlier when we were reading the comments, there was someone watching from Plainfield, Vermont. That was Dave Vuska, a good friend of mine. And he sent me this image. That's his Arctic Cat Cheetah on the front there. And I
Nice
always
shape.
enjoy seeing that sled. And we've got a few comments coming in. Let's see. Ben says that beautiful motor ski owned by John Curtis was the best of show winner at the Great Eastern Whiteout. Yeah. Very cool. That was a nice example. And then John Spranger Jr. says, nice Ski-Doo TNT. Yes. Mad Dog says that black dot sounds pretty healthy. Yeah, that was a cool exhaust note on that.
Yeah, it's actually a clone.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's
nice job.
You know, it's still nice. It's not taking anything away from the sled, but yeah.
Sure. That's cool. So the next one we're going to look at is from the Great Eastern Whiteout. And while we're playing that, I'm going to try to find that image you sent me, Eric. Is there anything you wanted to say about this clip before we roll it?
Yeah, it was like 5 degrees and a heavy wind, and I think a lot of people decided to stay home. But despite that, there's still a lot of people that showed up, and there ended up being over 100-something sleds. So
yeah, nice. Let's take a look.
Oh wow! I didn't expect this. Hello everybody, I'm Benedeem here at the Whiteout in Fulton, New York. I'm here with wifey Kristen.
Hi.
It is too cold for this. Anyways, let's go look at some sleds. Break, go inside. What do you think so far, honey?
It's cold.
It's cold. What do you think about the amount of sleds here?
I was expecting more.
Yeah, usually there's about 200 here.
Oh wow. I mean, at least some people came. It is a little bit cold. I can understand why it's a smaller turnout.
Yeah, let's go see what's inside, and then we'll get the last little row here.
Yeah, some beautiful sleds right there. And
Yeah,
this
Merc
sled-
was the feature sled that year.
What was that?
Merc was the feature sled this year.
Oh, yes, nice.
Yep.
Nice. And they said nice snow jets and moto skis, and those Alouettes were gorgeous. Oh, here's
Yeah.
some Merc. Yeah, now you're talking. Yeah.
Lots of
Hopefully
shiny
Mike
stuff
Cohn is
inside
watching
there.
tonight. What's that?
Lots of shiny stuff inside there. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully Mike Cohn is watching tonight. He's a big Mercury guy.
Oh, yeah.
And while I'm thinking about it, he is the owner of the Vintage Snowmobile magazine. He's got a subscription drive he's doing right now. I'm going to pop the graphic. These are not current prices, but if you subscribe, you're also entering to win a free Vintage Snowmobile magazine T-shirt. So it's a great time to subscribe, because if you win, you get a nice little bonus there. You can either call that number on the screen or visit the web address vscamagazine.com. And I told them I would give a shout out to them and try to help with the subscription drive, because they do a lot to support us here at the podcast, and we try to reciprocate that as much as we can. But go ahead.
Sure has come a long way, eh?
Yes. Yeah, from this to they even had some earlier ones there. I don't think that may not even be a Ski-Doo, actually.
That is, yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But they had some tin cabs there and stuff. And
I like the old ones better myself.
yeah.
You just showed an Alouette a minute ago. That didn't look like a Alouette that I would remember.
The silver one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it smaller than normal or something?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing it until the show we just went to, and I actually talked about it in my latest video.
This one here?
It just it struck me when it was pulling off the trailer, and I don't know. I just never seen anything like it. I really like it.
Yeah, the skis aren't as wide. Shocks on the skis too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I've never seen one like that.
That's got a Wankel in it.
No kidding. Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well, we've got comments coming in. We've got Connor Flinton here. I think he's a new viewer. He says, yo, what's up, guys? This is very niche and very interesting. And thank you for the compliment, and thank you for joining us. We're here every Thursday night. Please join us. Now, next Thursday, I have to say, is our season finale. This season went by incredibly fast. But for people who like Vintage Snowmobile programming, we do replays all through the summer months every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you like this sort of thing, there'll always be something there for you. But yeah, thank you, Connor, for joining us tonight. We appreciate that. Now, Ben says that 69 Mercury has yacht-like styling. Truly a very nice looking sled, but looks bulky. Yes. And Ethan Seidel says that's a clean Merc. And that looks like a new viewer to us as well. Thank you for being here, Ethan. We appreciate that. David from Alaska Railroad says, I'd love a liquid snow twister. Rupp Magnum too. Yeah. Yeah, he has excellent taste. He also likes Polaris's very much.
We're always told up here that somebody was going to reproduce the liquid Merc snow twisters just for people racing.
For racing,
at their own class.
For sure. They're very popular. And they do very well for racing.
Yep.
Well, cool. There's some more Mercs. Love it. Oh, and then yes, Ben says not just any shocks on that Alouette, but coilovers. Okay, like Rob was talking about. Also, that Wankel really sets that sled apart and sounds sweet. And also had those images that Eric sent me. That Ski Whiz.
Yep. That's the same guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then here's another one. And I've got to, since these aren't our photos, this is copyright Bill Murphy. So shout out to Bill Murphy on that. And we thank him for that.
And that guy got a third in Valcourt, Quebec with the thing too.
That's amazing. It looks like he's got some custom front suspension going there.
Yeah, they're allowed to do anything you want, but the motor's got to be stock.
Nice. That is cool. That is cool. So next up, we've got some footage from the Tug Hill show. We've got 2 more video clips to play, so we're going to go a little into the second hour. But this next clip is Tug Hill. Eric, any comments on that before we roll it?
Yeah, that's a nice little show. The Hideaway is a restaurant, and it's right on the trails, and you get a lot of sled traffic in and out. I think this year it was a little smaller than normal, but I think it was a little warmer than people would have, liked for, like snowmobile weather.
Yeah.
It was like mid 40s, but there was a good turnout, and actually there was a lot of out of state sleds there. There was like a whole group from Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Oh wow, good.
So yeah, and this is another one where you get to see my wife. And
Excellent. Well, cool. Let's take a look.
Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm here at the Tug Hill Hideaway Show 2026 with my wife Kristen. So we're gonna go walk around, look at the sleds. I hope you enjoy. Wish these were off the trailer. This one is 63, 64, and a 61. I didn't even realize that was a tin cab. I like those.
I like these ones.
I lost you, but then I was like, I bet you she's in that little craft tent.
Yeah, she has like wooden signs with
Pugs and Chihuahuas, huh?
Yeah.
Who could have both?
I know.
Yeah, I kind of like these Tundras. They still make the Tundra today, but you don't really see them. It's not very highly desirable collectible snowmobile, but they're more of like a utility deal. It's very rare to see one at a show, let alone three of them. So, yeah, pretty cool to see three.
Kitty cat, it most definitely has to be cheetah.
So it's like, this is what you're talking about you'd want?
Yes.
Okay, so I said for our daughter maybe we would get a kitty cat, and Kristen thought that was blasphemy because, she's hardcore ski-doo. But what did you say would be a requirement if we got a kitty cat?
The animal print, for sure.
Gotta have the cheetah print or the leopard print seat for sure, I agree. But my first sled that I rode was an Arctic Cat, so it would only be fitting that, our kid would ride an Arctic Cat.
And I specifically like this one because it's purple.
Yep. Well, that was Arctic Cat's colors back then, purple and green. Yeah, so these are Troy sleds, and I know since I've been doing this, he's always had this one. And I remember seeing this at one of the first shows me and my dad went to, and I thought it just looked like a blue Skidoo.
Blue Skidoo.
I don't know really much about these, and I don't know that Skidoo is a part of them at all, but I think these were imported from somewhere. Probably read his little setup here. Yeah, so built by that company, I'm not even going to try to say it, in Sweden. So it's just very odd that, like, if you look at, you know, the design of this sled and then compare it to like a mid-60s Skidoo, they look very similar. And it's like, was there some kind of agreement? Was there some, you know, shady spying and copying happening? I don't know, but you look at one of these and definitely looks like a Skidoo. But I do like that blue color.
It's a very pretty color.
And I specifically remember seeing this one at the show with the cutter. And I feel like that cutter is made by someone else and it's just painted to match, but it's a very cool setup. And I think he took home a trophy for all three at the whiteout, so it's pretty cool. Love to see that. Riverside Caribou.
Yeah, giving a shout out here to the Benedeem YouTube channel. The guy who does that channel is our guest tonight at the bottom of the screen there on the left. That's Eric, and he does an excellent job with that channel. We encourage you to check out his channel because if you like this kind of vintage snowmobile content, he's one of the best out there at it. Reactions to this, guys?
Good video. The part I seen.
Yes, you had to step out there for a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just had my supper delivered to the front lobby.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep. Have you ever seen the snowmobile that has no skis, but the front tracks turn?
Yeah,
That's also the same kind
Caribou?
of snowmobile.
that's
Yeah.
different deal. That's
Yeah.
it's
Different
got
Caribou.
the same name,
Yeah.
but it's not the same company.
Oh,
Yeah.
no? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, the twin track Caribou.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's made in Quebec.
Yeah, those ones were imported from Sweden.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we've got comments aplenty coming in here. Let's find my place. Okay, here we go. Mike Whiteside made an excellent observation. Didn't see any John Deere sleds. True, I don't think I did either, for that matter.
So
Yeah.
to that, I say you have to watch the rest of that video.
Okay.
And also, you'll see he commented there was some in this video. And to further that, if you really like John Deere sleds, watch the video I took at the Cortland, New York show in 2025, because that was the John Deere feature, and there was about 25 of them all in the same place.
There you go. That'll get your John Deere fix. And we're talking about the Benedeem YouTube channel. And the creator of that channel is here with us tonight. He does an excellent channel. So if you like what we've been looking at today and you want to catch up with those John Deere sleds, look for the Benedeem YouTube channel, and there'll be more content there than you know what to look at, because he does an excellent job. Now, our good friend Rich Shad says, I have heard several times that Eric's favorite sled is the 72 TNT, but he also likes the Elites, the Silver Bullets, the 65 Olympics, etc., etc. But he has
Quite a
enjoyed
list.
riding. He said he's enjoyed riding his Polaris sleds too. So it's good that you have love for other brands.
So that's actually a good segue into the big reveal. You know, what is my favorite sled? And Rob kind of outed me early on because there is a reason that my logo for my YouTube channel is my 72 TNT, because that's my favorite sled.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just think they're awesome. They get a bad nickname. They get called the Skunks because of the white stripe, but I don't subscribe to that. I think it's a beautiful design. They offered, like 6 different engine choices, including a free air, and there's just, 2 differences. They offered bogies and slide suspension, and it's just, it was nothing cutting edge, but it was, just a good looking sled, I think. But To Rich's point, a lot of times I tell people my favorite sled is just whatever one I happen to be thinking about at that time.
Sure.
Because it changes.
Yeah.
Or whichever one I'm riding is my favorite at the time. But
Sure.
yeah, no, 72 TNT. That's the correct answer.
And while we're on that topic, that's something I wanted to explore because I'm definitely a cat guy through and through. I have purple power lube coursing through my veins, but I have love for all the other brands too, especially Ski-Doo and Polaris and all the rest. But so I wanted to put that out there. If our viewers, if you have a favorite, do you also have love for the other brands too, or is your favorite, to the exclusion of the other brands? So if any of that resonates with you, please leave some comments and let me know. Do you have a favorite but you love the others, or you have a favorite and you don't really care so much for the others? I'd love to hear what people are thinking on that. And as far as Rob and Eric, what are your thoughts to that I've just put out there?
I like Eric's idea. Whatever I'm driving that day, that's my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, because mine changes a lot.
Yes.
So I'm diehard Ski-Doo. Like I make no, I don't try to hide that fact, but I can appreciate, all the other manufacturers. There was 200 of them at one point, and I think every one of them has redeeming qualities for sure. There's just something about Ski-Doo that I love, and I think they had just a lot of variety in their lineup and a lot of different engine choices. They were experimenting with different suspension choices. I think a center mount engine may not be the best for handling and weight distribution and all that stuff because they got away from it, right? But I think being that they went with a center mount engine, it gave them the opportunity for some of the designs that they did, like the bubble and even this TNT. And I think when you ride one of those sleds, it's a completely different feel from something that has a front mount engine. And it's just a whole different feeling and a whole different vibe, and you really can't replicate it with anything after 73 when they were kind of getting away from that.
Yeah
Eric, when I was a young kid, my dad bought me a 10-horse Ski-Doo, and he had a 12-horse Ski-Doo, but we couldn't turn them, so he welded our skate blades onto the bottom of the runners.
Yeah,
early carbide.
You steer those with your body. You throw your weight around.
Yep.
But
yes.
I don't know. I just like I said, the center mount engine was not the best for performance. A lot of times the engines ran hot, didn't get enough airflow, but I just think it allowed Ski-Doo to do some pretty cool designs that, they have. I mean, nobody's really replicated what they had back in those days, but, especially Ski-Doo, they had, 72, they had like 7 or 8 different models, and every one of them looked different. They all were unique in their own way. They had different engine options, and, they were starting to really think about like how they can save money with production. But like 72, they had a 292 single, a 340 twin, a 440 twin, a 400 free air, which was like they had like made like 1,900 of those. That was kind of a more racing deal. And then they had, those were 15-inch tracks. And then they had the 640 and 775, and they were on 18-inch tracks. So they just, all these things that like from a production standpoint, it's like, man, they're not like being as efficient and making as much, profit as they could, but they did it because, that's what they wanted to do to be competitive and, give options. And it's just kind of cool.
Yeah. They were always innovating and they were always very competitive. Yeah, for sure. And they were never afraid to try new things. Yeah, and then Armin Buto says, few folks inquired about the 78 Yamaha Exciter 440 that was going to be raffled at the Vintage Ride on the 14th. That ride happened to be canceled. The drawing is still on, though. It's been moved to April 11th, and they still have tickets available. Now, while we're talking about that, I've got a graphic. So if you're interested in those raffle tickets, this is what you want to do. Call that number there, Ray Lacasse, 603-387-0318. That's up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, and I'm pretty sure you have to pick that up if you're the winner. So do take that into consideration. Where was I here? So we got a ton of comments. So Mike Whiteside said there's the JD liquefier. David from Alaska Railroad says, always liked the whine of some of those old rotary engines. My dad had a 75 Everest that sounded like a low-speed turbo whine. Yeah. That's cool. There's no whine like turbo whine. Shout out to Ed Stab from Ben. Also to Jeff Maurer, always organizing a very quality show. Yes. Oh, those two were involved with that show. That's cool. Mike Whiteside says, sweet. Ben says, Troy's Caribou was originally owned by his grandfather, was it not? Good question. And I'm going to take that graphic down here. I forgot to move that. Also, Ben says, we can press Eric on this point, but I don't know. But I don't think there's actually a sled he does not like. Yeah, that's cool. That's the spirit. Mike Whiteside says 1980 Blizzard 9500 is sweet. Yes, those were hot sleds. Those are great. I have fond memories of those myself. KPC 40 says my favorite is the next one. I'm up to 59 sleds now. Wow, that's awesome. Great show tonight. You got to come on next season for some show and tell on those. Bonnie Holbrook, this is Jim Holbrook, says diehard Catman, but really like the Silver Bullet. Yes. David from Alaska Railroad says diehard Polaris guy. I like the many others. I like Arctic Cat, King Cat 800s. Yes. The 4-cylinders, the Snow Twisters, the Rupp Magnums, Ski-Doo RV, Moto Ski Ultrasonic, and more. Yeah, those are all wonderful sleds. Oh, and here we go. This is nice. Mike Whiteside says, get better soon, Midge. Great show tonight. Thank you so much for that. We've got one more clip to play, but there's a couple things I want to do before we do that. So I wanted to give a public thank you to Eric. I know I thanked you privately, but you sent this to me for Christmas, and I very much appreciate that. 50th anniversary cat pin. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I also wanted to give a quick shout out to your father, who's been weighing in heavy in the comments tonight. I've got a picture. You know, I got together a couple years ago and had a good visit. Where's that picture? Well, I must be looking too fast because I know I've got. Why do I not see that? I've got. Well, what I'll do is I'll find it when we play this next clip, and I'll play it because I know I've got a picture of the two of us. We get together for a visit and we took a selfie. And I'm not seeing it. I just feel stupid now. But anyway, I'll redeem myself hopefully during this next video clip. Now, this next video clip, this is the Winona Forest ride. Any comments on that, Eric, before we roll that?
Yeah, so this is one I always look forward to. This is this trail system is the reason that me and my dad got into the vintage snowmobiles. We've ridden our modern sleds here a lot and just winding through the trees and perfectly groomed trails. It's like, man, this would be really cool on a classic. And I mean, that was probably at this point 6 or 7 years ago. We were talking about that, and then we finally got into it. But that's just an absolutely phenomenal ride. I put these trails up against any trails that are out there. I mean, they're just perfect.
Nice. Let's take a look here. Winona Forest vintage ride.
Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Benedeem. I'm here at the Winona ride having a great time. I shot an intro earlier to this video, but there was music playing, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it, so I shot a second one. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a lot of fun. I'm at the Winona ride. Highly anticipated ride. Look forward to it every year. It's going to be a great day. Hope you enjoy the fun.
good, clean fun right there on the Benedeem YouTube channel. Yeah,
I enjoyed
reactions
that,
to
Eric.
guys?
Thanks, Rob. That was a fun day, and now that I watched the footage and reminded, I should have mentioned before we started, I was actually holding the camera the whole ride. My helmet mount wasn't secure, so I couldn't risk mounting the helmet cam. So I just held it, and I did half the ride because I did want to enjoy the ride, and it was kind of a pain to film and ride at the same time. But two other things I want to mention: there was a Skidoo Alpine there, which, as far as I'm concerned, that guy wins the whole day because that was just awesome to see him pull up on that. But if we go a little bit further here, right there, the 74 TX.
Yes.
That was won at last year's Winona ride by my friend Chris. They did a raffle sled, and he won it last year, and this year he came back and rode the winning sled in the ride.
Huh.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's cool. Now, was Rich Shad on any of those Polarises?
No, Rich was unfortunately out of commission for this ride.
Okay.
Yeah. He had gotten hurt at working around his house and was unfortunately not able to go. But in the very beginning, you actually see me ride the Elan like I was talking about earlier. There's the Alpine.
Yeah.
But that was just a great day. That was so much fun, and it started to warm up by the end of the ride, but I mean conditions were about as perfect as you could ask for. And actually, I will say I got a lot of cool shots, being that I was holding the camera because I was able to manipulate it different ways, and I think I got some pretty cool shots.
Yeah. And what was the sled you were riding?
That was our 97 Scandic wide track.
Scandic. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, like I mentioned at the very beginning, just with life and the wedding and everything, didn't really have time to work in the shop, so I didn't really have a sled that I felt comfortable riding this year. So my dad was out of town, so I just took the old reliable Scandic. It always comes through for us. So
yeah. Oh,
so
speaking
is that
of your
your favorite machine, or it was just that day?
Yeah.
Is that day?
It's the favorite one to groom our trails with for sure.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It's actually not my favorite to ride. It's just for me. It's more like a tractor. It's great at pulling and utility work, but it's not my favorite ride. But it's not bad either. It's a nice sled for sure.
Yeah. And I found that picture of your dad. So this is a couple years ago. We got together for a visit, and we had a great time and took a selfie that day. So shout out to your dad. Cool deal. So yeah. Oh, a few comments here, and then we're going to wind this thing down because we've come to the time of night. Oh, here we go. Ben says, I'm a Ski-Doo guy. My father was a Ski-Doo guy, and his father was a Ski-Doo guy, and his father before him was a Ski-Doo guy. There we go. And David from Alaska Railroad says, great show, man. Thank you, Eric, for the videos. Yes, thank you, Eric. And then, Ben says, look, Ma, one hand. Amazing how that Ski-Doo Scandic passed all those Polarises. Yeah. And then John Spranger Jr., who's a Ski-Doo guy, says, awesome videos, Eric. Midge, get well. Missing you on the show, for sure. Yeah, it's not the same without Midge. Armin Buto says, great show tonight. Thanks for the shameless plug on the raffle. Congrats for not coughing a lot. Yeah, because my throat's in rough shape. Thank you. Let's see. Mad Dog says, nice show tonight. See you next week. And next week is our season finale. And I'll have a comment on that here in a minute. Rich Shad, our good friend, says, great show as always. Oh, and our wonderful friend Carolyn Eastman is here saying, great show. Thank you. And she is Bob Eastman's wife. So it's always great to see her. So, yeah, next week is our season finale. And we're going to break for the summer months, but we'll always be doing replays every Thursday night. So if you have that hankering for Vintage Snowmobile content, there'll always be some there for you on Thursday nights. But we're going to start up with the muscle car episode, live episodes of that, April 15th. And we're going to do that every Wednesday night through the summer months. Now let's see. Ben says, "Great show, gentlemen. Appreciate all the laughs and great to see how everyone enjoyed the shows. We really enjoy." Yeah, you get some great shows over there. David from Alaska Railroad says, "Not one cutout today." Yeah, we had a stable connection for a change. That's unusual. Dave Bliska says, "Great show tonight. Enjoy the videos and the conversation." Thank you. Yeah, and we enjoy the viewers, weighing in with their comments and jokes, and we love that. We love the interaction and the immediate feedback of that. So before we close, I'm going to go for some quick final comments. I just booted everybody out of the studio here. I don't know how I did that, but
I was going to say, did we just jinx it?
exactly. Yeah, we were just commenting on what a stable connection. We must have jinxed ourselves. But anyway, yeah, final comment, Eric.
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to thank you, Mike, for having me on the podcast again. It's hard to believe the season's already winding down, and I was hoping to be able to slide me in one more time because it's always a great time. But, so thank you. I appreciate everybody who, all the great interaction we had, all the kind words about my videos. I really appreciate that, and it was kind of fun to, do the guessing game with my favorite Skidoo. So that was great. Thanks, everybody, for, hanging out with us and all the great interaction. It was a lot of fun tonight, and I can't believe it's already 10:30. It feels like it should be like 9:15, if I'm being honest. It just flew by.
It's true. For some reason, this always flies by, but I consider that a good thing. The old saying, time flies when you're having fun. So I'll take that as evidence of that.
Yeah, for sure. So,
there's our proof.
If you like my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, get on over to YouTube and subscribe, and hopefully be able to, keep the channel going this summer, because it's going to kind of die out here pretty soon. Just the nature of, snowmobiles. It's, people are going to be thinking about other stuff, but I've got some ideas for some content to hopefully, keep the interest alive through the summer months. So I look forward to, hanging out again, hopefully soon, hopefully sooner than later.
For sure. And be sure to check out Eric's YouTube channel, the Benedeem YouTube channel, some of the best vintage snowmobile content on the internet. You do not want to miss that channel for sure. And I know we've got Rob here. We can't see him, but maybe we can hear him. Are you there, Rob? Wanted to get a final comment from Rob, but I think we lost him. But anyway, with that, we thank everyone. We thank the viewers. We thank Eric and Rob, and we thank Midge. He wanted to be here tonight, but he was under the weather. He's going to join us again next week. Thank you to everybody. Appreciate it. And as always, we give the last word to Amsoil, and we'll catch you all next week for the season finale and April 15th for the beginning of the new Muscle Car podcast season. Have a good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear loop? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of this signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL preferred customer program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters free DVD requests so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product. Perfect.
Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.